So today we're going to start the first day of our football unit, lesson 1. So the learning objectives or goals for the lesson are going to be to place their hands on the laces of the football, just like this, rotate their shoulders and hips effectively, and release the ball in the air to create a spiral-like movement, which will help throw the ball effectively, accurately, and most importantly, correctly. So, as we go into it, I'd ask if any of you have thrown a football before or played the game of football. More than likely in high school, a lot of my tag students would have played football. But for this case, I'm just going to act like none of you have played football. But first of all, the first important thing we're going to talk about is grip. Now, let's just say you have small hands like me. I'm going to probably grip the ball somewhere around the upper part so I can have more leverage on the ball. Now let's just say you have a little bit bigger hands, maybe put it more in the middle to where your hand would cover up almost up to the point. Now if you have smaller hands, I'd say probably put it more to the top or to the tip of the ball, that way you can create more leverage. So once you all demonstrate that, then I'm going to move on. So the next thing I'm going to go over is shoulder and hip rotation. So as we have the ball gripped the correct way, we're going to go over the correct, first you're going to rotate your hips. Once you rotate your hips, you're going to gradually rotate your shoulders, creating an L-like or even a C-like movement. L if you don't count the hand, C if you count when you bend your wrist, and then eventually you're going to release the ball where the hands are, release the ball until it's going to flick the booger, I guess is what some would call it. So, after I've showed you those mechanics, I'm going to pair you up all into groups, and you're all going to demonstrate how to throw the ball for me. I'm going to walk around and observe. Now, as I observe you, I want you to pay attention to these important things. This is what I'm going to grade you for the final assessment. I'm going to grade you on hands on the laces, hips and shoulder rotation, tightness of spiral, and the accuracy of the pass. Now, if someone has limited hip mobility or shoulder rotation, I'm going to mainly focus on the grip, and then at least just have them demonstrate how they would possibly release it on the final release, almost like flicking the booger. That's what I'm going to pay attention to, because if you have hip or shoulder or any type of limitations, then that's not your fault, and I'm going to at least make it to where I can understand that you have the idea of the objective and learning goal. So as you guys get partnered up, I'm going to walk around and observe. But for this instance, since we're on a video, I'm going to try to demonstrate a couple wrong ways how to do it, like I would with you. I'd even have you try a couple wrong ways. Now, one wrong way would be, for me, try to throw it like this at the bottom of the tip, and then just throw it, and that would create, I'm going to just do it, try not to break it. But as you see, as it came down, there was no spiral, there was nothing. It just kind of came down like this, which makes it a little bit harder for the person you're playing catch with to catch the ball. So another wrong way is obviously for the IEP student, I would look for them to fling it, but no shoulder rotation or hip rotation. So one person could throw it just like this. They might have a spiral, but it would be inaccurate. The spiral wouldn't be narrow and straight. It would be more like almost shooting a basketball, like this, like a sideways spiral motion. But the correct way would be rotate the hips, then the shoulders, create that nice C or L, and then flick the booger as it would create, coming off the hands, that nice spiral motion that you're looking for. Alright. So now, after I've shown you a couple of wrong ways, I want you to try to do it the correct way. Now, Second thing we're going to do is I'm going to have everyone come back in. I'm going to give everybody a packet. This packet is going to have the right way and the wrong way of how to throw a football. There's going to be 4 questions where it's going to be 4 questions with 3 images, and you're going to circle the correct image. And you're going to explain to me why that image is correct and why the other images are wrong. I want you to tell me where in the mechanics they have went wrong. After we get done with this packet, I want you to get back into groups. And it's okay, I want you to try it the wrong way. That way you have a feel for if you do it the wrong way, you can correct yourself a lot easier. So after that, I'm going to do for our final summative assessment, I'll give you guys the rubric, and we probably take the test probably the next day following, because it'd probably be about a 2-day lesson. I'll give you a chance to practice at home, but to at least see the rubric and get a chance to practice the correct focus on the hands on the laces, the hip and shoulder rotation, the tightness of the spiral, and accuracy. So we'd get into groups, or I'd have you I'd throw the ball to you and basically play catch with me. I'd have you give me at least probably about 5 to 10 throws, give you a chance to show me that you can do it the correct way, because for some of you that have not played football before, it might be a little more challenging, so I'll give you a couple of chances to get it right without telling me. That way you can demonstrate me the correct motor skills on throwing the football. And then at the end of class, I'm going to do an exit ticket where I would throw the ball to you. You don't necessarily have to catch it because we're not in that lesson yet. We're not in the lesson of catching. I'm going to have you throw the ball to me, demonstrating the correct motion and rotation, hip rotation, correct grip, shoulder rotation, and release, like flicking the bugger, just like I said. And you're going to demonstrate that to me back, and once I see that you can demonstrate it to me, I'll let you get out of the class. And then for people with limited mobility, or my IEP students, or people that struggle with any type of limitation, I'll have you demonstrate at least the grip and the flicking the booger, is like what I like to call it if you have troubles. So that is the end of lesson 1.